Sorry about that. For some reason, Twitch dropped the channel. Yeah, there are some amazing. I mean, the Spitfires are amazing pictures anyway. Oh, you probably can't hear me, can you? Because you're probably seeing the adverts. He says, just waiting. There you go. I have absolutely no idea what happened there. Twitch dropped the stream, and then it reconnected, and of course everybody got the adverts. And I realised there wasn't a lot of point in talking until the adverts have finished. I just dug myself out a skew chisel. It's called a skew chisel because the sharp edge is skewed. It's actually double-sided as well. It's got two cutting surfaces. But the nice thing about it, of course, is it's got a point. So the point to the skew chisel is you can get into tight spaces. But it also cuts like a knife more than a chisel. Yeah, well, I'd love to try out my new ones, of course. But I'm kind of missing an important ingredient. In that I've only got 2 rings to try it on. And you can only bend them so much before they'll break. So you're just trying to make me jealous, aren't you? This is an awkward place to get into. I'm going to do something I don't often do. I'm going to resort to a different type of chisel, as in a scalpel, and this one isn't particularly sharp, but so I may have to put a new blade on it. I can't get in. You make your own jokes as well if you like on that. Yeah, this scalpel is blunt. Yeah, my chisel's sharper than the scalpel is. So it's a bit awkward for you to see, but I'm having to work vertically with this chisel. The fact that it's got 2 cutting edges is quite useful. Don't be silly, don't blow the shavings all over the place, which is what I was just about to do, because they get everywhere. I'm doing all that, and to be honest, I think it's probably a bit too high anyway. Indeed, I would like to see what the what you made. I'm guessing it must be something something chunky, because you wanted them, if I recall rightly, for the big rings. Let's have a look and see what you made. I'm still getting used to the gauges. They look like pine cones. I mean, when I first saw them, I thought they got the things inside, but with just rings on the bottom. Instead of you doing a flat ring on the bottom, you'd done some curled rings, a number of rings. But I've just realised that the way it looks is they look like pine cones. No, I'm not going to buy any though. I do like the blue one on the right, but I'm not going to buy any. I need to save up. I've got some pliers of my own I want to try out. If anybody is on stream and hasn't realised, especially if they've not looked at that link that AD Fall Guy put into chat, AD makes chainmail jewellery using small and not so small rings to make things like keychains, bag charms, key ring fobs, necklaces, bracelets, small bags to hold objects that won't fall through the holes, like dice or money. Necklaces, pendants, all sorts of stuff out of little tiny rings, or not so tiny rings as he was showing there, but things like that. He turns into all sorts of fascinating decorative items. So I suggest you check him out. And whilst we're advertising other people, there's 3D Bloke, who is an airbrush artist and does some amazing work. Occasionally works with a normal paintbrush as well. He's not feeling so good today, so he won't be streaming tonight unless he's changed his mind. which I suspect not, since he's currently still in my stream and would otherwise be streaming at this time. But normally he is during a weekday from literally about now. So highly suggest you follow him if you don't already, and check him out when he goes live, when he's feeling a bit better. Not sure we've got any other streamers in the chat this evening, but if they are, you want to say hello, quite welcome to tell other people around what it is that you stream. Again, I'm working on a detail here which I'm probably going to cut away, so almost pointless me doing it. I do love that sound. Of wood being carved. Yep, that leg's got to go down further. That's not too bad though, not too bad. Oh no, it's it will be what, at least the beginning of next month, AD, before I do that. I am going to be away for 2 weeks, so I'm not going to be streaming at all. And I kind of, unless I do it on a Saturday, I kind of want to finish this first, and then we'll have to see what I might possibly make, because I'm obviously can't buy a whole load of stock like you've got. I'll have to pick which pieces I want to take a look at doing, and then get just enough to do those with a few spares or whatever, but do it piece by piece. right dear, I'm concentrating too much on this and not looking at chat. So please excuse me if I'm a little bit slow in responding. Okay, pixel art. As in literally big square blocks. Pixel art or small square blocks with an extreme close-up. Well, I will be going on for about another 10 or 15 minutes, I think, but then probably not much longer than that. I do have a visit to the doctors early in the morning. Well, that's early relative speaking, you know, like just after 9 or something like that, to have some stitches removed. Which you know is going to tickle like mad, I suspect. What I'm just trying to achieve here, if you like, is a fairly, ideally I'd like a fairly smooth transition between the body and the arm. I'm not going to get it, I don't think, here. We might do a little bit more of it, but I'm not sure we're going to get it. But so I'm just trying to sort of cheat a little bit, because whilst, well, you know, you really should have big sort of shoulder muscles around here. So I might just see if I can, but what I'm trying to get is like a relatively smooth transitioning. I can get away with a bit of a crease because the arm's sort of back a little bit, and you know, you always get that sort of thing, but again, you know, for the rest, I'm just going with something that looks good. After all, I have absolutely no idea what a dragon wings actually look like when they're joined to the body. One px pixel, yeah. Okay, yeah. Ah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. I sometimes when I'm doing things, I end up doing, you know, going down to that sort of level, but I'm usually sort of, it's a bigger piece. I'm just going down to that level to sort of, you know, tidy up edges or something like that. Last time I actually worked at pixel level, I was either doing icons, which was it was a pixel editor, or I was actually receiving satellite pictures, and then they came down a pixel at a time. Right, now that front wing sort of now looks like it, or the front membrane there sort of look like it comes into the body. Back one, not so much quite at the moment. May do something about that. As I carved the back around here, I can tell that this leg is probably wants to go a little bit lower down. It's a bit high on the body. Well, no, it's not. It's just not quite the right shape. I think more than that. Something I find sometimes difficult to distinguish what's wrong when, you know, it's the shape that's wrong, not, you know, not where it is. And I have been fooled by that before when I've been carving things. If you get the shape wrong, it doesn't look right, and one of the things I end up doing if I'm not careful is thinking that it's in the wrong place. In actual fact, it's in the right place. It's just shaped incorrectly. Yeah, it starts to look a bit better as you start to shape it into actually a knee shape rather than a block of wood. Interesting piece of work. Now trying to imagine what a knee looks like bent. Suppose I could always roll up my trouser leg and have a look, but well, we're getting there, aren't we? We're getting there. It's definitely, yeah. Yeah. It's amazing how often animators do that sort of thing. Well, I'm going to leave that bit on there for a while. Let's start and do a little bit on this wing around here and body. Since I now know it's got to go down quite a bit. And I also know it's got to join up with the arm. I've also got to get down to that sort of level as well. So the left arm on here is possibly going to look a lot better than the right. Which of course isn't a really good state of affairs, so we may have to do something about that a bit later on. If I can actually think of something to do with it or about it. This wood is really soft just around here. bit like carving soap. Yeah. Indeed. Lots of 3D modelling things like that. As 3D guy says. You know what, I think let's clean the stuff off of this and let's have a look at it, but I think I've probably done enough for tonight. As you can tell, I've been rather quiet. I'm probably rather, and when I get tired I go quiet, so I suspect I'm tired. Dear. And when you get tired, that's a chance of mistakes and lack of concentration, so it probably seems like a good idea, a good point to stop, rather than risk anything just to carry on for a little while. I don't think there's... Let's clean some of these. Loose bits of wood around. There we go. Well, that doesn't look too bad, I don't think. Put some of the tools away so I don't lose them. Count them out, count them in again. Don't actually need to do that because there's a pocket for each of them. And I've got a dirty great big tool roll here just for one chisel. One day it will be fuller. Don't know about full, but fuller. I could put them in there, but I like that one, so this one doesn't roll up quite as nicely. But okay, so yeah, we started. That body's not as nice as it was, so there's some more work to do. The backbone's got to go down. This side's got to go down now to be roughly the same level in body at both sides. To sort of get that arm bone in properly. Ah dear. Yeah, I'm definitely making a mess of this carving tonight. Anybody spot the mistake? Yeah, it's sort of coming along nicely. I'm making a real mess of this wing. You see where his arm is? See where his arm is? That's meant to be there. Like that. Not paying attention, am I? Ah dear, this piece is this bit is not going really well at all. We are going to make it work, but we're going to make it work. Ah dear. Anyway, good job I did stop, isn't it? I would possibly not have spotted that until I made an even bigger mess out of it. Ah dear. So we're going to do the left wing right, even if it only ends up being for practice. We're going to do the left wing right, and if it really turns out that bad, I'll attempt to do this piece again in the future. Having learnt, you know, all the things not to do. But, you know, okay. I've got, so how do I fix this basically, again? Because I want, you know, the wing bones have got to show up. Otherwise it just doesn't kind of, well, I suppose you could get away without them, but it's a nice feature. So what I have to do is, again, lower this wing down. And enough to be able to move that arm bone up into the right place. Which means the body goes down a little bit more. And the head possibly, or we could maybe leave, you know, the head's probably a bit high at this point, so, you know, the head will probably have to go down a little bit. But, you know, it's a relief carving. Ultimately we might end up as saying, well, we could have started with a piece that was half the thickness to start with, but then I would have thrown it away. But at least we're not at that stage, so we're not doing too bad. I've got the main shapes now starting to come in around here. The leg, the wing coming into the body and curving round, as you can see now. There's a lovely curve there just into the tail. The front wing is curving into the body now, so that's that also helps. This one will curve in the same way as this one does. The leg looks more natural now than it did before, because we've got, you know, you've got the folds and a little bit of what looks like muscle, and it's going right, you know, correctly under the wing membranes there. It's a bit like he's sort of brought one knee up to, you know, as though you were climbing up on, well, he's climbing up on rocks. So yeah. Yeah, it's it's kind of annoying. I mean, I don't know quite why I ended up with it down there, you know, because at some point I've drawn lines on, and quite why I've done that, you know, it's, you know as well as I do, Free, you know, it's look at the shapes. On the shape, you know, on the reference picture I'm using, the shapes definitely show it up there, and I'm looking at it now and thinking it just doesn't look right down there. Yeah, up here it looks like an arm. Down here I'm not quite sure what it looks like. Dear. Almost makes me feel like I should have taken the night off. So yes, as you say though, you've got the thickness which allows for that margin of error. If I'd have, you know, if I'd have carved if I'd have been confident in carving this and knew what my picture looked like, I'd have probably carved it down to a depth and then not have had the space left to do it by sort of tentative carving, you know, as we did with this one, to try and shape it at the very top. You know, we've or I've I say we, but I, you know, I've carved this wing area wrong 3 times, and this being the third one, and I've still got room to fix it. So you know that is one advantage of being a bit tentative in carving. And provided I don't mess up this bottom end here, I think that those shapes and the position on them looks quite nice. So you know, the dragon is leaning forward over the pinnacle. Well, you know, you kind of would, wouldn't you? I mean, it's if you were sort of climbing up a pinnacle, your hands would be sort of in front of your feet, you know, that way, and you'd be leaning forward over it. So it does seem reasonable. Eddie Fall Guy, good evening. Yeah, thank you for dropping in. I shall try and see you tomorrow. And I know you're not streaming in the afternoon because you've got a bed arriving. There again, Murphy might make the bed deliver really early and you might decide to stream anyway. I can only hope. It'll give me something to watch whilst I'm working. Yeah, I do have to go out in the afternoon though. Got to sign some papers. Yeah, as you say, Free, it's only when you step back you get too focused on the bit that you're working on the detail in some extent. And it's not really at the detail stage because all of this is to be carved down, but it's at the detail stage enough to go, hey, I want to get this wing bone in because I need to make sure, you know, I carve around it, not carve it down. So and you know, make this look right, and I'm now happy with this without messing around with it. So as you say, though, sometimes just stepping back and so you're not focused on the detail. I hadn't seen it all night until just now. It sort of looks dragon shaped now. I'm looking on the stream on my OBS preview window, and it looks better on the preview window, of course. All my art seems to look better when you're about 4 feet away from it. You know, the pyrography looks better at a slight distance, and you know, the camera's achieving that distance, and the other thing that I do, the scraper board, looks good at a distance, and this is looking better at a distance. Well. Okay, Eddie. Well, thanks very much anyway, and just to say again, thanks for all your help that you've given me, and for the things that you sold me, and anybody at on stream, yeah, check out Eddie Fall Guy, check out 3D Bloke. Yeah, agree with you. Anyway, what I'm going to do is say thank you to all of you who have been watching me slowly mess up the wing, ready to do again this evening. It has been fun having you around. I, of course, would appreciate you following me if you would like to do so. Yeah, the follow button is down below the stream window. But you know, it has its advantage, of course, if you follow me, because you should, in theory, get notified when I go live. I say theory because quite a few people don't. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, there is a message goes out when I go live. So Twitter is, generally speaking, somewhat better at delivering messages, being its core business, of course. And so my Twitter account at Zeragonart, that also is below the stream window, and then you should get to know when I go live. But on the other hand, if you just want to silently come and have a look when I next go live tomorrow night, hopefully will be around 8 PM in the UK. That is 1900 hours GMT. Or if you can't be bothered looking, asking Google what that time is in your own local time, if you take a look at the clock now and you subtract 2 hours 40 minutes from whatever time it is on the clock that you're looking at, assuming it's right, that's when I start streaming. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, Sunday night. Don't know about Monday as yet, but then if I do stream Monday, it'll be the last one for 2 weeks, I have going to be away, and therefore I won't be able to stream. I am sorry, I won't have access to internet to do it. Such is life these days. Got to make pennies and things like that. So you may even, depending on what the weather's like, you may get some bonus streams at the weekend as well. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for those of you that's followed. Call me Pyro. Hi, good evening. Sorry you're joining just as I'm about to close the stream down. Interesting name, since I do pyrography. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. But thank you for just dropping in. Hopefully I'll be around in about 22 hours time again, if you want to catch me tomorrow. Good night all, and see you later.